So let's talk about soft washing. What we do is a lot of soft washing, but there are two variants to soft washing. All soft washing means is that we are using a low pressure and a high volume system to clean something very fast and efficiently. We're also using detergents to do the cleaning. That is what is the modern aspect of things, is that we use chemicals for most everything that we do. Now our chemicals are all natural and biodegradable and organic. They're plant and human safe and pet safe. So they're not going to damage anything. They have a very low to negligible environmental impact, which is very important to us. But there are two realms of soft washing. When we're using a pressure washer and we're soft washing with a pressure washer, what we're doing is we're using a larger tip size, which doesn't constrict the flow of the water, so it's about 100 psi. So when we're cleaning the exterior of homes, like vinyl and hardy plank and any kind of wood surface, we're using about 100 psi, which is drawing a chemical through the pressure washer and allowing us to clean it with a chemical. The only issue with a pressure washer is that the max chemical rate that we're allowed to draw through a pressure washer is about 33%. So for every 1 gallon of water that comes through a pressure washer, only about 33% of that can be a chemical. So 1/3 chemical, 2/3 water. For most cleaning applications, that's perfectly fine and we won't have an issue with it. That's plenty of chemical and it will do its job. However, there are certain cleaning aspects where we need a higher percentage of chemical in order to clean it effectively. The most common use of a soft washing pump, like this here, will be for roof cleaning. For roof cleaning, we have to use a 50% solution of our house wash mix and a 50% solution of water. And so we have to use a pump like this. This is very comparable to a pressure washing pump. However, it is electric instead of being an engine-driven pump. So it's simply plugged into the battery that will be supplied on all of our vehicles. It'll have a switch and you activate the switch and this will start to pump. This has a feed line right here so we know which way the water is flowing through the pump. You can see the arrow here which denotes which direction it is coming through the pump. All you do is you simply plug the line into here and you push this line into the soft washing reel, the big yellow hose, and that allows the chemical to be drawn through here. We can go all the way up to an 100% chemical solution with this pump. It can draw any chemical or any liquid in the world through this pump. It's super useful. Some other applications for this may be applying a higher concentration of degreaser when we're cleaning parking garages. If we're cleaning some kind of vinyl fence, or if we're cleaning a stucco building, sometimes we need to use a higher concentration of detergent and we use a pump like this. This is simply called the electric pump and will also be referred to as soft washing. When we're cleaning roofs, we follow the American Roofing Manufacturers Association. And again, we have to use a 50% solution of a house wash mix. And all we do is we draw a 50% solution of a house wash mix and 50% solution of water, and we apply it to the surface of the roof, and we leave it at that. The only concern with pumps like these is that when we use a higher concentration of detergent, sometimes there can be some impacts on plants and on your skin because there's a higher ratio of chemical. So we have to take a few precautions. We wear masks and gloves and we're fully suited so that nothing will splash back on us. And when we're cleaning roofs, we have to collect all of our runoff throughout all the gutters. So what we do is we apply buckets underneath all the gutters to collect all of that runoff. And we also have somebody on the ground that is wetting down the plants to ensure that no chemical spills onto those plants. These pumps can be temperamental and sometimes they just go bad. We'll always have a spare on the vehicle. There are a few different ways to diagnose them if they don't turn on. These pumps build up to 60 psi. So once it hits 60 psi, they turn off and they stop running, which is very efficient, so it doesn't use too much power. So sometimes if the pump is air-locked, if air gets stuck in here and it won't pump the liquid, sometimes what you have to do is unplug the line from one end and allow it to start building up pressure of liquid in here, and then the liquid will start flowing back through. Then you can put the hose back on and reconnect it and it'll continue to flow properly. So sometimes these will get air-locked, and that is a simple little issue that's easy to work around, and we'll explain that more in detail later. So let's talk about chemical injectors. Chemical injectors are what allow us to inject a chemical into the water stream from the pressure washer. So this is what allows us to actually do soft washing. These are both chemical injectors that will be connected after the pressure washing pump, but before the hose reel. We'll show you that a little bit later. This is a new one, and the way it works is the water comes flowing through this chemical injector. There's a hole right here, which when the water comes flowing through there, it creates suction, which allows us to inject the chemical through this hole right here. It's as simple as that. If you can see there, it's got two little arrows denoting which direction the chemical injector is flowing. So when you replace this piece, it's important to note which way those arrows are flowing. This is how all your chemical injectors will look. We keep a spare in there at all times, and it will be quick connected on both sides to allow for you to quickly replace them in and out.